Hi, I'm Tom Kane, the voice of Professor Utonium and Yoda and a bunch of other things. And enjoy your bento, you will. Search the Force, and foreseen it I have. Yes.
All right, so Jack Russell here at All-Star Comic-Con in Tyson's Corner, Virginia, the inaugural con here. And I have the great pleasure of speaking with voice actor Tom Kane. How are you today?
Excellent. I'm really happy to be here in our nation's capital or nearby.
It's a great vibe here today. What has been your favorite part about All-Star Comic-Con so far?
Well, I love the turnout. There's just a ton of people here, more than I think I expected. And, I'm just always delighted when I get to look around and I see people who, come from all walks of life. They're all races and backgrounds, and none of that matters when they're here. They're here because they love this stuff, So you get to see a Black Captain America and an Asian Wonder Woman and everything you can think of, and it's just great. So.
Yeah. So, as you mentioned, it's a very inclusive atmosphere here, including families and little children. When you see children cosplaying, stuff that you worked on, and how does that make you feel?
Oh well, it's humbling. I look at especially some of the stuff that I did a long time ago that is still popular. The Powerpuff Girls especially. I'll see 6-year-olds dressed up as the Powerpuff Girls, and it is still on. the reboot is going strong, but to me it's still like, wow, this thing was from long before you were born, but you still like it. So no, it's just fun to have been part of all this stuff. So.
Very cool. And so your portfolio makes me speechless. You've been, in the Powerpuff Girls, the Smurfs. I see Archer up there. I see Yoda, and I'm assuming the Clone Wars and the Lego video games and stuff. So considering your portfolio, this might be an obvious question, but do you consider yourself a nerd?
Oh gosh, yeah. I grew up watching, the golden age of TV reruns, and was trying to imitate the voices I heard on Star Trek, and I always joke that I learned my French accent from Hogan's Heroes and my Scottish accent from Scotty on Star Trek, but yeah, I just when this whole the whole concept of conventions and stuff started becoming mainstream, it just was just wonderful, because again, it's so many of us that had all this wonderful nerd energy in us. We've got an outlet for it. So
yeah, absolutely. So speaking of all the the energy and the fandoms surrounding these, let's talk about the role of the internet and social media. Fans being able to connect to you directly. That's a pretty new thing to crop up within the past decade or two. How has that affected your day to day? Is that positive or a negative experience? Do you like it when fans reach out to you?
Well, no, I love it when fans reach out to me. The thing that I'm perpetually amazed at is I've been going to conventions for a decade. I don't do a ton. I do maybe 4 or 5 a year, but I have met tens of hundreds of thousands. With all the stuff I do at the Disney parks. I've probably met 1 million people, and with really no exception, everybody is just the nicest. They're just the biggest, most wonderful group of people I've ever imagined, and I think you'd have a hard time finding a group of people, again, from such every walk of life you can imagine, that where you don't find any real bad eggs in the bat. I'm sure there are some, but I haven't run across any really.
That's really great. So before I let you go, one last thing. Are there any upcoming projects, roles, cons, or anything that you can talk about to share with the listeners?
Well, yeah. I'm involved in a lot of ongoing stuff and stuff that's being developed at Lucasfilm and Disney. That I cannot talk about, of course. But there's and a lot of it is public information. But there's just so much in the pipeline. That's going to be wonderful. We've got movies and TV shows and games and just everything you can think of. So the next decade is going to be a really amazing time to be a Star Wars fan and a fan of all of this stuff.